and welcome to another talk show with HOLA Academy. Today we have Dr. Caitlin Hamstra and Mr. Wade Gaymar. Can you guys introduce a little bit about yourself?
I'm Dr. Caitlin Hamstra. I am the International Student Coordinator at O'Gorman High School in Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
And my name is Wade. I'm the Assistant Director of International Admission with Augustana University in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, just a 5-minute drive from O'Gorman High School.
So I was informed that you guys came to Vietnam last week, right? How do you guys feel about Vietnam and Hanoi?
We love it. The people are so kind, they're so friendly. Both cities are so lively. One of my favorite parts is all of the delicious food.
Yes, that's my favorite thing too.
The restaurants, the street food, it's all wonderful. I really enjoyed my time in Vietnam so far.
I'm so glad to hear that. What about you?
Yeah, this is my first time coming here was in October, so just within the last year. And again, I mean, the street food has been absolutely incredible. And the people are just so warm and friendly, and it actually kind of reminds me of Sioux Falls a little bit because people are very, very friendly. Even if we don't know each other, we smile at each other on the street. So, so I was very much looking forward to coming back in the fall.
Okay, so let's get started with the questions that we prepared for you guys. Where is O'Gorman High School located, and where is Augustana University?
Yeah, so we are located in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, which we completely understand that not many people have ever thought about Sioux Falls, South Dakota before or know where it is in the United States. So basically, if you draw a line between California and New York, we are right in the center, up towards the north, towards Canada. So we are right in the center of the United States. Sioux Falls is a city of about 200,000 people, so by Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City standards, it's a very small city, but it's a really nice size. It's a very safe place. South Dakota was ranked the safest state in the United States, which is really important, I think, particularly for students and families. And Sioux Falls is big enough to where we have many opportunities like internships and undergraduate research opportunities, and also things for people to have fun, because that's important too, but small enough to where we don't have any of the big city problems. We have no traffic. Driving around, we can hear some beeps right now of honking. We don't have any of that. So it's a really nice balance. It's not too big and not too small.
Yeah, we have a lot of city parks. We have 70 city parks within a small city. We have no pollution either, no sound pollution, no air pollution, so it's a very healthy city. A lot of times you'll see people out and about walking, running, riding their bikes. We actually have a 26-mile bike path around the city. So that's a really nice way for people to explore the city and see the city in a healthy way.
So HOLA Academy actually have 2 students here go to Augustana University, and they really love it.
Yeah, no, I'm so glad to hear that, because it's scary. I mean, a foreign country, first when you're going to a foreign country and you don't know anything about it, or you know very little, just what you can see on a computer screen. So it's really important for them to tell their stories as well, to kind of share a bit of their experiences. So, and we actually had lunch with one of those students yesterday here in Hanoi.
Wow.
Lunch, and then of course we had to go get bubble tea as well. So
that's my favorite.
Lunch followed by bubble tea. It was such a great day. I jumped on the student's moped and we went so it was really fun.
Okay, so can you tell us more about the weather, because I know that it's really different from what it is in Hanoi, right?
Correct.
Okay, so the weather, we have really 4 distinct seasons. The summer is hot. We're a little bit humid, but not as humid as Hanoi. The fall is very nice. That's when it starts to cool down. The leaves start changing red, orange, yellow, so it's beautiful. The winter gets cold. We get snow, so it's a lot of fun to do outdoor activities, especially new activities for students from Vietnam, things they've never done before. So just skiing, sledding, ice skating, lots of things to do, even just playing outside and making snowmen.
Snow angels.
Snow angels! Snow angels are the most fun, absolutely.
Okay, so we're going to ask you some questions about rankings. According to niche ranking, O'Gorman has the overall score of A+, and is ranked the best Catholic high school in South Dakota. So what factors were taken into consideration for the ranking, and what does the score A tell us about your school?
Yeah, so we have an A ranking, and it's a lot of factors go into that. So it's the academics, it's the teachers, it's the location, and it's also the activities outside of class. And those rankings come from people who attend the school and the families and the students. So that's coming from the people who have experience at that school who say this is a really high quality school. We have teachers with master's degrees teaching lots of different classes. We have very strong curriculum, and that's something that we're really proud of. Our classes are very rigorous, very challenging, and they really prepare students for college. We're actually the #1 college preparatory school in South Dakota. So we have average of 4 points higher on the ACT than the national average, and we have higher SAT scores, and we have higher GPA and AP passing ratings. So that's one of the factors that goes into that high score.
A lot of Vietnamese students, when they look at U.S. colleges, they go to U.S. News, but they tend to look at national universities and liberal arts colleges. However, I am informed that Augustana University actually ranked #4 in the best regional colleges Midwest in U.S. So can you tell us more about the differences between those rankings?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's something that is interesting, because I'm coming from 4 years of domestic recruitment, or as a domestic admission counselor, and we rarely, if ever, talk about U.S. news rankings. But I know in international admission, it's for good reason, because you don't have a lot of information outside of what you can read online. So I'm still learning more about the differences as well. But so we are actually a comprehensive university where we have a liberal arts core curriculum, but we also have pre-professional programs like nursing and things like that. So students are able to come and study nursing or study something like that that is more focused at a regional college. And also for we're not a national university. We're a smaller campus. We are we only have 2,100 students, so small class sizes. So I think that's some of the big differences too. We have some graduate programs, but we certainly don't offer as many as national universities. So I think that's another distinction. We're more undergraduate focused. But then we do have students that go on to top 20 national universities as well. This coming fall, we'll have Augustana graduates going to Oxford, which is #5 global university, National University of Singapore, which I think is #38 global university, but also NYU, Cornell, all of the usual national universities that students are more familiar with. So we're really proud of the level of education that we're providing for our students. And again, since we are undergraduate focused, students leave with a lot of really good experience. So which results in #4 ranking and results in #4 ranking best value as well. So a lot of, again, faculty, location, outcomes, test scores, a lot of things go into those, but those are some distinctions.
Yeah, I also feel like if international students go to smaller scale schools, they actually get more, personal experience, they get cared about more from the professor and fit in and all that stuff.
Well, it's interesting that you mentioned that, because every year we survey our graduating class, and the class of 2018, those survey results just came out, and in addition to having a 98% job placement within their major or chosen field of study within 6 months, 97% of Augustana graduates said that they had a professor or a staff member who cared about them as a person. Who wanted them to be successful, and not only academically, but spiritually. You know, we want students to grow spiritually, to grow personally, and I think that's something that's really important for students to think about. Is, you know, do you want to be one face in a sea of faces, or do you want to be, you know, or do you want to be you, and do you want to have a relationship with people that are going to help you succeed? And I think that's really important.
Okay, so as an international student myself, I do realize that I have to adapt to a lot of differences. So is the environment in a woman high school friendly to international students?
Yeah, we are very friendly to international students. We have 800 total students and 16 international students. So we have students from 6 different countries, and everybody loves having students from other places, learning other cultures, learning other ideas, people of different faiths, because we are a Catholic school. So it's really nice to have students who have different backgrounds and different ideas and different life experiences. The teachers and the students, the administration, everybody really appreciates having diverse student body. So that's something that's really important to us. So we really try to support international students so that they feel welcome, they feel included, and they feel like they belong, that they're a part of our O'Gorman family.
Yeah, very similar. And you know, it is a very welcoming community. We have, of our 2,100 total students, we have about 150 international students, so it's around 8% of our total population. And that includes 15 students from Vietnam. So that's something that is really cool. Vietnam actually represents our 3rd largest international student population. So we have a very strong, small but strong Vietnamese community on campus at Augustana. And yeah, I think, you know, like even the American students that come to Augustana are very globally minded. We have, of our American students, 50% study abroad at some point in their 4 years, compared to less than 10% nationally. So it's just something that we really want students to experience. You know, we want students to travel, and for the students who don't travel, we want them to still become familiar with people from all over the world. You know, so that's one important thing about international education, and yeah, it's really important to get people together.
So what are the factors that your school consider in a student's application?
So there are several factors that we think are important in a student's application. We look at grades in their classes and attendance, making sure that students make progress, that they work hard, that they attend their classes. We also look at teachers' comments, what the teachers say about their students, if they're hardworking, if they're kind, if they're helpful, if they're group workers, if they're collaborators. We also look at English language score, because we have a challenging curriculum. We want to make sure that students are very well prepared in the language. We also look at letters of recommendation from teachers and administrators. I really think those are important factors, because we want to know that the students are going to be successful, and people who know them best, like their counselors, like their principals, like their teachers, can really show us that they are hard workers, that they're sincere about learning and sharing ideas, and they're going to be successful moving 7,000 miles away from home. And it's a big choice, and so we really look at the whole student and the whole factor. We also do an interview. I interview the students to get to know them, get to know who they are, and they get to know me, they get to know the school. That's another important factor too, because sometimes students are, on paper, they have really great grades, they have really good letters of recommendation, and then you talk to them and they're even more wonderful. So I think that interview is a really important part too.
It's very similar at Augustana. You know, we are, as a private school, we don't only see the students as their SAT score or their GPA. You know, we see them as a full person, because that's what they are. And you know, we look at involvement, we look at leadership in addition to test scores and GPA, because again, we want students to be successful.
So if you have to describe your schools in 3 words, what would that be?
That's such a hard question.
It is. So I would say family for the first, because we are really a family. We're a close-knit community, really working to make sure everybody is committed to each other and each other's success. I would say academics, because we are very strong academically. We have really high standards, really great classes, really great teachers, and I would also say supportive, because we all work together to support each other. All of the teachers work together with the administrators, with the other teachers, to make sure that students are successful, because that's our number one priority, is for students to be successful.
For Augustana, my first is, I would say, community. It's an incredibly strong community and a global community. You know, students from 36 different countries all coming together and challenging each other and growing together. So I think community is something that we are very proud of at Augustana. So I would say community. Also global, again, 36 different countries are represented. So it's a really globally aware campus. And in addition to students studying abroad, a lot of people want that to be a part of their experience. And then I would say value. Actually, no, I'm going to change that. I would say experiential. Experiential is really important. As a student-focused, undergraduate-focused institution, we're really big into experiences. So if that's internships or research or even like having fun with your friends, playing sand volleyball, or playing Battleship in the pool. It's all about experiences, because through experiences you create relationships. So I would say experiential is my third.
Okay, so do you guys have any advice for incoming international students?
I mean, we could talk about that for a really long time, but speaking from a university perspective, there are 5,000 universities in the United States, and they're all different, and each student is different. So, ask yourself questions. What kind of environment are you looking for? And it doesn't matter what your best friend is looking for. What are you looking for? Are you looking for a larger environment, a smaller environment? Are you looking for experiences? I think it's important to ask yourself those questions and to be true to yourself, and know that, you're young. So if you also, if you don't know what you want to study, that's okay. You'll take a wide variety of classes, and you'll just kind of naturally discover that. So I would say, just kind of like take a deep breath and don't worry, because what will be, and you will have a lot of experiences, and you will discover a lot about who you are, and that's what college is. And also, I know that we may seem scary through the admission process, but we have a lot of really good information. So don't be afraid to reach out to admission professionals or international student service providers at those universities, because these are the people you will be seeing on a daily basis. So don't be afraid to reach out to us and ask questions.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's important to ask for advice from people who have studied abroad. I think it's important to ask advice from parents and counselors, but I also think it's important for you to take that advice and make it apply for you. You can talk to me all day, you can talk to your parents or your friends all day, but in the end it is your decision, and you have to think about what you want. If you want to go abroad, it's worth it. It's hard, but it's worth it. It's an experience that will change your life forever, and it's something that you cannot get anywhere else at home. So I would say, if you want to do it, my advice would be, if you want to do it, do it. It will change your life for the better. It will make you a more well-rounded person, a more understanding person, and a happier person. So I guess that would be my advice. If you want to do it, do it. It's worth it.
Thank you so much for joining us today in our HOLA Academy talk show. The information that you guys provided was really helpful, and I believe a lot of international students who are watching this will benefit a lot from your advice. So yes, that's the end of this HOLA Academy talk show this week. Thank you, and see you again.